This is a Middle Loop QuickClass.
Hi, I'm Jerry with Middle Loop, and this is a quick class on transferring files to a Mac from the RC Pro and Smart Controller. We've done other videos on how to transfer files from the RC Pro, which are all still perfectly valid, and we'll include links at the end of this video to those. But as you can imagine, at Middle Loop, this is something we do a lot. So we're going to show our favorite method and cover a couple things we haven't discussed before. This method works for the DJI RC Pro and the original Smart Controller. We'll start off with a quick level set on what files are on the remote controller and what are not. Then we'll get into an application you're going to need to download and install on the Mac, and then finally a step-by-step guide on transferring the files. If you find these videos useful, subscribe and/or hit that like button. It helps YouTube to know to promote it to other drone enthusiasts so they can find it too. Now, let's get started. We always find it useful to remind viewers of what files are and what files are not found on the RC Pro and Smart Controller. Remember that the high-resolution versions of all videos and photos are always recorded on the drone, and the remote controller gets a lower resolution, known as a cached version of the videos, that are recorded. These are HD quality, just not the 4K versions that are on the drone. Photos are only cached on the original Smart Controller, and not on the RC Pro at all. Of course, any photos or videos that you've downloaded will be on the remote controller, as well as any screenshots or screen recordings and compositions that you've created using the DJI Fly app. Out of the box, you cannot plug the RC Pro or Smart Controller directly into the Mac and copy files. You can do this with a PC, it shows up as an external drive. But the Mac is unable to read the Android operating system directly. The trick is to install a program on the Mac which can read the files. There are a number of applications that can do this. In today's quick class, we'll be showing the Android File Transfer application, which is a free app found on Android.com. A quick reminder, as with any application downloaded off the internet, third-party apps always introduce the possibility of viruses. Use at your own risk, and we always recommend that you use antivirus protection. We'll provide a link to the Android file transfer application that we use in the description, or you can search for Android File Transfer and find it that way. In today's quick class, we'll be using the RC Pro plugged into a Thunderbolt 4 port on a MacBook Pro running the current version of the Monterey operating system. We're using the Lightspeed Data Cable that came with the Mavic 3 Cine and RC Pro in the combo package. We always start with the MacBook Pro turned on and the cable plugged in. Now with your remote controller turned on, plug the other end of the cable into it. For whatever reason, turning it on after the cable is plugged in doesn't work. Now if everything goes well, the Android File Transfer application should automatically launch. If it doesn't, look on the remote controller to see if you're getting this prompt for how to use the USB port. If you see it, select the middle choice, Transfer Files. Typically, you only need to do this once going forward, and the application will auto-launch on the Mac when the cable is plugged into the controller. Note that I currently have a micro SD card installed on the RC Pro. You can see it here, and I can read it or the internal drive. For now, we'll just stick with the internal drive. Now, we like to use the Android File Transfer application in conjunction with the Finder app. So with both open, we'll tap on as many files as we want, holding down the command button. In this example, we're copying over screen recording files. Once you're done selecting your files, simply drag and drop the files to any location on the Finder app. It's really that simple. By the way, if you're having trouble finding the files you want, you might want to view our video on Finding Files on the RC Pro. We'll provide a link to that video at the end of this video coming right up. That's it for this tutorial. If you haven't already subscribed, it's a great way to find all of our tutorials on the DJI products. And if you want to get notified whenever we post a new one, be sure to click that notify bell below. There's a lot more coming. Thank you, have a great day, and happy flying.